good morning. It's been a while since I made one of these videos. Actually, I've not been too well, and traveling as well. But anyway, excuses. Um, Morning coffee. Well, just a quick summary of the market. So, focused on lithium. As we've seen, um, we discussed last time, or I mentioned last time, that we're in like a capitulation phase, and right now, the lithium is completely out of favor, and the price has gone down significantly. Well, the spot price, at least measured um, in yuan, and that's interesting because right now, the lithium spot price that we go off is the one that is mentioned in yuan, China. So. Not specifically looking at the companies today, but let's look at some of the overarching trends. So the first one, I'll put up a nice chart I got from my friend Osbandit. Again, it shows that the electric vehicle sales in January 2024 were very strong. In other reports that I've seen in China itself, Tesla has also made record numbers of sales in January, year-on-year growth. So EVs continue to grow, which is positive. In terms of the let's say curve and trend, I took this one from Next Investors, and I think it shows it very clearly. Commodities go up and down in cycles. For me, this is actually my first cycle, so I'm riding it, and it's not easy, especially for example when you look at the S&P 500 or you look at big tech. You look at your portfolio and you look at that portfolio. Should you have put more in there? And is it time to? And it crosses your mind. Is it time to capitulate? Is all lost? But I think that's where you've got to bring in that kind of long-term view and understanding of a commodity cycle. And so we continue holding. I'm particularly excited about a few of the companies that I've got that the closest to production. So I've got Minbos Resources, I've got Vulcan Energy, and also Latin Resources. I mean, these are the companies that I would say are the closest to kind of financing, development, etc. Especially Minbos. I mean, that's the closest to production. So on the back of a success of a development going into production, I think that's going to give me, Philip, a bit of a boost, and that more confidence that yes, you can ride this commodity cycle, select your companies right, etc. And sometimes you see some of these statistics on whether it's the S&P or Nasdaq or Magnificent Seven, and when you analyze it, the huge gains actually came, if you look on a 18-month period or 12-month period, they came literally within 6 or 7 days at a time. So it's really a small amount of days where you get these huge gains, even in the big stocks. That's what I read recently. I haven't got the quote with me right now. Also from Benchmark Intelligence, you can see that production is increasing, yet the price is decreasing. So some destocking of inventories. If production continues to increase, I mean it's physics law and economics laws of supply and demand. I mean, eventually, you get an upward turn in the price. Also, there's been a recent boost to the Chinese equities, where the government's stepping in. Why is that important? Because it seems like with oil demand or any other commodity demand, production and consumption in China matters globally. So I think perhaps we're looking forwards to a declining interest rate, forward curve, some kind of recovery or stabilization in China, and continued penetration of EVs around the world. I think that's a good mix. And what we also have to remember is North America and Europe they don't just want to rely on China, right? They want their own domestic production. So that's why companies like Latin Resources or Vulcan Energy are interesting because of their location and where they're based. Um, Another one here is quite interesting is the magnificent Mag 7, where Tesla has capitulated slightly in terms of price because of some forward guidance they gave. Um, but still, their sales are growing, etc. So the more EV sales, obviously, more lithium that's needed. Let's not forget about all the plans for these gigafactories in North America and Europe that are planned or under construction. They're going to need lithium eventually, and graphite and copper and other materials. Um, Finally, I think we've got countries like Indonesia, huge. We're India, and especially the takeoff in demand for the scooters, the three wheelers, the Vespa type of things. Let's not underestimate the demand that is likely to come from there as well. Smaller devices, but when you're talking X billion people, yeah, it still can have an impact. So all in all, riding the commodity cycle, holding companies that are looking to move into production, it's an exciting time. Um, Trying to make sure that I understand the narrative of why I invested in the first place for the long term, and therefore, although sometimes you have these feelings watching the S&P 500 or Nasdaq or others booming, or even Bitcoin booming, and you're stuck in your commodities, it's about riding that cycle. And for me, this is the first time I'm riding a full, let's say, it'll end up being a 5+ year cycle, and I hope to have a happy ending, a nice story to tell at the end of it. And once we can demonstrate that, I can share it for others to benefit. Um, Thanks for watching. I will finish my coffee. Thank you.